Welcome to the SARS Tax Practitioner Readiness Program. Module 8, Part 4, Registered Representative. Learning objectives. At the end of this module, you are expected to understand definition of registered representative, legislation pertaining to representative taxpayer, who may register as a registered representative, how to update the registered representative on eFiling, and how to register or update a registered representative on the SARS online query system. Definition of registered representative. A registered representative is a person who is appointed with full rights to act on behalf of another legal entity, example companies or trusts. If a legal entity has more than one registered representative, then one must be nominated as the official representative person and be registered with SARS. Please note, the registered representative registration does not require an e-booking appointment. Registration or updating of a registered representative can be done on the SARS eFiling or on the SARS online query system. Legislation pertaining to representative taxpayer. The following sections of the Tax Administration Act, number 28 of 2011 as amended, pertain to representative taxpayer. Section 23, Communication of changes in particulars. A person who has been registered under Section 22 must communicate to SARS within 21 business days any changes that relates to postal address, physical address, representative taxpayer, banking details used to transact with SARS, electronic address used for communication with SARS, or such other details as the Commissioner may require by public notice. Section 73, Disclosure to taxpayer of own record. A taxpayer or a taxpayer's duly authorized representative is entitled to obtain a copy certified by SARS of the recorded particulars of an assessment or decision referred to in Section 104, subsection 2, relating to the taxpayer. Access to information submitted to SARS by the taxpayer or by a person on the taxpayer's behalf. Information other than SARS confidential information on which the taxpayer's assessment is based, and other information relating to the tax affairs of a taxpayer. Section 153, Representative taxpayer. In this Act, a representative taxpayer means a person who is responsible for paying tax liability of another person as an agent, other than as a withholding agent, and includes a person who is a representative taxpayer in terms of the Income Tax Act, is a representative employer in terms of the 4th Schedule of the Income Tax Act, or is a representative vendor in terms of Section 46 of the Value Added Tax Act. Every person who becomes or ceases to be a representative taxpayer, except a public officer of a company under a tax act, must notify SARS accordingly, in such form as the Commissioner may prescribe, within 21 business days after becoming or ceasing to be a representative taxpayer, as the case may be. A taxpayer is not relieved from any liability, responsibility, or duty imposed under a tax act by reason of the fact that the person's representative has failed to perform such responsibilities or duties, or is liable for the tax payable by the taxpayer. Section 154, Liability of representative taxpayer. A representative taxpayer is, as regards the income to which the representative taxpayer is entitled, monies to which the representative taxpayer is entitled or has the management or control, anything else done by the representative taxpayer, transactions concluded by the representative taxpayer, and, in such capacity, subject to duties, responsibilities, and liabilities of the taxpayer represented, entitled to any abatement, deduction, exemption, right to set off a loss, and other items that could be claimed by the person represented, and liable for the amount of tax specified by a tax act. A representative taxpayer may be assessed in respect of any tax under subsection 1, but such assessment is regarded as made upon the representative taxpayer in such capacity only. Section 246. Public officers of companies. Every company carrying on a business or having an office in the Republic must at all times be represented by an individual residing in the Republic. The individual representative under subsection 1 must be approved by SARS and must be a person who is a senior official of the company, or, if no senior official resides in the Republic, may be another suitable person, appointed by the company or by an agent or legal practitioner who has authority to appoint such a representative for the purpose of a tax act, called the public officer of the company, and appointed within 1 month after the company begins to carry on a business or acquires an office in the Republic. If a public officer is not appointed as required under this section, the public officer is the director, company secretary, or other officer of the company that SARS designates for that purpose. If a public officer is not appointed as required under this section, the public officer is the director, company secretary, or other officer of a company that SARS designates for that purpose. A company that has not appointed a public officer is subject to the Tax Act, as if the Tax Act did not require a public officer to be appointed. A public officer is responsible for all acts, matters, or things that a public officer's company must do under a Tax Act. And in a case of default, the public officer is subject to penalties for the company's defaults. A public officer's company is regarded as having done everything done by the public officer in the officer's representative capacity. If SARS is of the opinion that a person is no longer suitable to represent the company as a public officer, SARS may withdraw its approval under subsection 2A. A person who is disqualified in terms of section 6 of the Trust Property Control Act 1988, Act number 57 of 1988 as amended, section 225, capital A, of the Non-Profit Organization Act 1997, that is Act number 71 of 1997 as amended, or section 69 of the Companies Act of 2008, Act number 71 of 2008 as amended, may not be appointed as a public officer under this section. Who may be the registered representative? Examples of registered representatives are as follows: the treasurer, curator, liquidator or executor or administrator of an estate, main partner, main trustee, public officer, a member of a close corporation, parent or guardian. Guardian includes an appointed administrator, acting on behalf of a legally incapacitated individual, or appointed administrator, acting on behalf of an individual in extended absence. Example, the person is imprisoned or overseas, or the accounting officer. How to update the registered representative on eFiling. If you are the appointed registered representative for an entity and approved by SARS, you must activate the status on eFiling in order to transact on behalf of your client. So step 1 is top right hand side, you would click on Organizations. Then you would select SARS registered details on your left hand side. You would select Activate Registered Representative. Select the applicable option, which is the Registered Representative. Agree to the declaration by confirming that you are the authorized representative taxpayer and click Continue. Complete the applicable fields and select the representative capacity. For example, the accounting officer, curator, public officer, parent. Click on the Activate button on the bottom of the screen. This is the landing page that you would see on eFiling. So once again, this is how you would do it. You would click on Organization, click on SARS Registered Details, click on Activate Registered Representative. Now, one of two scenarios can be found here. Scenario 1. When you're checking the registered representative, if it is the incorrect person, it then means that that information first needs to be updated with SARS before you can activate it. And that can be done via the SARS online query system. Remember that this information will be grayed out, so you would not be able to edit any of the information. Only once that has been updated with SARS, you need to come back to this screen, follow the steps again, make sure that the correct person has been specified, and once that has been done, you can then click Activate the Registered Representative. Scenario 2, you are on the home screen here, or on the landing page, and you would see that it is the correct registered representative. In that case, you would click on Activate Registered Representative. How to register or update a registered representative on the SARS online query system. Click on SARS online query system. This can be found on the SARS website. Once on the SARS online query system, you would select a registered representative. You would select the capacity of the registered representative from the drop-down list, which would be either the treasurer, curator, liquidator, or executor or administrator of an estate, main partner, trustee, public officer, main member, parent or guardian, or accounting officer. On the SARS online query system, you would select the Registered Representative tab. Once that has opened, this is the landing page that you would see. You would see here's query type. You would click on the drop-down box. You would select the Registered Representative. You will then also indicate the capacity by clicking on the drop-down box. The entity details, that is who you are representing, so whether it is the company, a trust, or an individual. You would click on the type and select the appropriate type. Representative contact details, that is the person who SARS will be engaging with, and then also if there's any additional information as well that needs to be added on. Please remember that all the red asterisks, those are mandatory fields. This has to be completed. Select the type of entity to be linked to the registered representative and complete the required fields. If a company is selected as the entity type, the details of the company should be captured. If a parent or guardian is selected as a capacity and the entity type is individual, the details of the minor child should be captured under the entity details. Capture the representative contact details. These are the details of the person that must be recorded as the registered representative of a taxpayer and selected capacity. If the public officer is selected, the details of the public officer should be captured. In the case of a minor child, the parent or guardian details should be captured. And please remember once again, all these red asterisks that you see, these are all mandatory fields that has to be completed. Click on Add Document button to add the supporting documents. It is important to upload all the relevant supporting documents in order for the process to be successful. Click on Select, search for the documents, and then upload the documents. Click on Document Requirements button to view the list of supporting documents required. The following documents must be attached to the case: representative appointment letter or power of attorney. This letter specifies the rights of the representative to act on behalf of the represented entity and is available on the SARS website. No appointment letter is required where founding documents indicate there is only one director of a company. Enterprise Notice of Incorporation. A copy of the registration certificate or notice of incorporation in the case of a company, or trust deed with the minutes of a meeting specifying who is authorized to act on behalf of a trust, or partnership or joint venture agreement in the case of a partnership or a joint venture, or copy of the identity document of a taxpayer, example if it is a minor child, in the case of an individual. ID document or passport, a copy of the ID or passport document of the representative, an image taken on the day that request is submitted, clearly showing the individual in question holding up a copy of the identity document, and a note that reads "Update my details," and proof of residential address. It will also be advisable if you can specify the case number on the image if a case number has already been generated. A list of the documents that will be accepted by SARS to update the registered representative details can be found on the website. View the list of attached documents and the number of items attached. Where an incorrect document has been attached, click on the Delete button. Once you've done that, you can then click Done. Once all the documents have been uploaded, select the Done tab on the Documents for Submission screen. Then click Submit to send the captured details and attached documents to SARS. SARS will send an email with a message to notify the requester that the request to be updated as the registered representative has been successfully received with an allocated case number. A SARS official will verify the information submitted and complete the case within 21 business days. The outcome of the case will be emailed to the requester. It's important to make sure that all relevant supporting documents are uploaded to process the request successfully. To access a comprehensive guide pertaining to the online query system, please check the website. Thank you for watching this video on how to update the registered representative.